We are here in the Daytona Beach, Florida, and we are ready to get the 2024 Lenovo Pro Series underway here from the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway. We're here for 20 laps of action here tonight. Just have to wait and see how it all goes down here in the season opener for the Lenovo Pro Series. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Champion 200 here at the Daytona International Speedway, the first race of the 2024 Lenovo Pro Series season, and really looking forward to see how this series goes, how this race goes too. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've really been looking forward to getting this series going, and I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm sure this race is definitely going to be a lot of fun. Definitely going to be an interesting one to watch. Wow. We've got the ratings that we've got the preseason form and week 1 done, so the ratings are a little bit scarce, but or a little bit kind of split between different teams. However, ratings can be kind of thrown out the window here at Daytona, but we'll have to see maybe if anyone potentially can get a boost from those ratings, maybe hold on to the lead. We'll have to wait and see how things all go down. But joining me up in the booth for this one, we've got owner of NS Racing, Nathan Stapleton, and the man himself, the Turkey Hill Truck Series driver, Duncan Ward. Thank you both so much for joining me here today. Start with you, Nathan. You know, you're an owner here in the Lenovo Pro Series. You've got the 97 and the 98, who are, for this race, are being driven by Tanner Parton and Bibi Ruiz, respectively. What do you think these drivers are going to have to do to potentially make their way up towards the front here at the Daytona International Speedway?
Well, it's one thing to get up to the front, but it's a whole other thing to get up to the front and stay up there. Because normally here at Daytona, a lot of cycling happens, and a lot of drivers get their way up from the back to the front, and vice versa. And especially for my two drivers starting about mid-pack here tonight, just gotta look the way up to the front and hope of what is the best outcome from here. And Daytona is wild. I've seen that using a totally different version I've never seen before, so that's gonna throw a curveball into things. But it's gonna be a fantastic night for what should be a fantastic kickoff to a good season for this year of the Lenovo Pro Series.
Definitely looking forward to see how this race goes. Going to be interesting to see, like you said, how this different version of Daytona will treat these guys. Going to be very interesting to see. And then Duncan, of course, you're a driver in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and that race should be coming up here shortly as well. What do you think you and some of these other truck guys can learn from these guys here tonight to potentially put towards their race here later in the week?
Unfortunately, have to disappoint you there, Caleb. It's Eddie Debs here today. Duncan couldn't make it. I'm kind of filling in for him. Not the first time someone's mistaken me for him, even though he's like 8 inches taller than me. But Duncan's fine. In his eyes, Daytona is not one of his favorite racetracks because he just doesn't get to practice a lot of super speedways. But in my personal opinion, this is going to be a fun race for me because of how many drivers we've got, from WCS owners, WCS drivers, full-time Sprint Series drivers, a couple of guys I've seen in Sprint run alongside Duncan, and then just the amount of new faces here today makes me really excited for what we're about to see, because we could see practically a clash of the generations here as we kick off the Lenovo Pro Series.
Definitely going to be a lot of fun, especially with the very diverse field that we've got. We've got veterans, we've got rookies, we've got everywhere in between here in this field, and it's going to be very exciting to see how they all mesh together and how well they'll work together. And we'll just have to wait and see who comes out on top here at the season opener here from the Daytona International Speedway. But of course, starting on the pole, we got the number 87 there of Stuart Gratton driving for Intersys Motor Racing. Gratton getting a reserve for this race for just missing out on the Turkey Hill Truck Series signups, but he will start on pole there in that 87. And starting to his outside, that's the number 52 to Ronnie Racing Ford of Vinny Scholes, your reigning champion of the series. Of course, last season it was called the Rowdy Energy Pro Series, but it's not called that anymore for reasons. But Vinny Scholes returning for a couple races this season. Of course, I was made clear from Brennan Wilmington, of course, Vinny being a developmental driver of Brennan's, that Scholes would not be attempting the full season, but would run a couple races here and there. So we'll have to see how Scholes does in those limited starts. First one here today at Daytona. Have to see how she does here from the Daytona International Speedway. But enough yapping from me. I think it's about time to get these guys rolling here from the Daytona International Speedway. And as they do, we'll take a look at your starting lineup here for the Champion 200 here at Daytona. As aforementioned, starting on the pole, we got the number 87 of Stuart Gretton starting alongside the number 52 of Vinny Scholes. Row number 2, we find the number 81 of Carson Miller. He's starting alongside the number 78 there. That is Dylan Matthews. Row 3, we find the number 28 of Nathan Ormond, starting alongside the 12 of Trey Wright. It's been a while since we've seen Wright in the driver's seat. Of course, the owner of American Motorsports over in the IndyCar Series. Nice to see Trey back behind the wheel there in that Millennium Motorsports number 12. Have to see how he does here today. Row number 4, we find the 16 of Angel Gutierrez, starting alongside the number 17 of Mil Moss. I believe they're making their first career start here today. Have to see what Moss can do there in that 17 for Logansport. And rounding out your top 10, we got a pair of Racing Motorsports teammates. We got the number 43 of Matt Black, starting alongside, I believe, another driver making their first career start here tonight, 41 of Joseph Hayes. Making sure everyone rolls off okay. Looks like we are good. Nathan and then Eddie. I'll put y'all on the spot here. Who do you all think is going to be the one to go to victory lane here from the Champion 200 here at Daytona?
So this race can really be a wild card in its own right, and I'm gonna make a random pick here. I'm gonna go to that experience here. Give me the defending Wild Cup Series champion of Blue Web to win in that number 71.
Well, in my eyes, a change of scenery is always good for any driver. I'm going to put it with Matt Black. I think he's got the positioning. He's run so well in the sprint. He just has not gotten to that victory yet. But tonight's the night. If he wants to prove he's anything but, he'll beat a bunch of veterans, and he'll stay up there in the front till the very end to claim his first trophy of his very short but very strong career up to this point.
Definitely have to see. Matt Black definitely showing some strong runs on the channel as of late. Have to see how he does tonight. Pace car is going to make the left-hand turn onto pit lane. And Stuart Gratton and Vinny Scholes lead us to the green flag. The 2024 Lenovo Pro Series is underway here from the high banks here at Daytona. Coming back to lead the opening lap here at Daytona, Stuart Gratton is going to hold on there in that 87, but we're already getting a big pack formed up here as we've already got 3x3 throughout most of the field. And they're about pretty much 3 deep right now behind the 87 of Stuart Gratton. We got a lot of aggression early on here in the going. And leading that inside lane right now is the number 99, Mauricia Vebles. And following her are the two NS Racing teammates. I know you like to see that, Nathan. Here comes Tanner Parton and BB Ruiz here on the inside. And they're trying to mount a charge toward the front as now they get to the inside of the 99 of Vebles. But man, oh man, the whole field, almost 3x3, all behind 87 of Stuart Gratton for the time being.
Stuart Gratton doing a fantastic job up front going the first 2 laps of the season. And so far he's trying to do something as well at Daytona every single lap. And so far he's doing a good job with that. It was 2 racing cars right behind him of Ruiz and Parton, but now here comes my pick, Blue Web, onto the inside, and we might see 3 wide for the race to lead if Stuart Gratton is not careful into turns 3 and 4. He's going to chop off all 3 lanes, and it looks like he's going to go 3 early on.
Big block there from Gratton. He's going to fall in right in front of the 71 of Webb. That was a huge block, top to bottom there in turn 3. but is going to hold off the 71 away from the time being. Here comes the number 7 of Joshua Brown there on the inside as Drew Webb taking a peek down to the inside of Grattan for the race lead. He had help from Joshua Brown, but here comes the 33 of Zayden Davidson. He's going to get to the inside of the 7 of Brown, and we have a new race leader here on lap number 4. It's your reigning Wawa Cup Series champion, Drew Webb, out in the lead.
Talk about some driver versus owner right there at the front of this pack. And something I forgot to mention before the race, Stuart Grattan's last win came back in 2018. Did the math. 2,254 days since Stuart Grattan last won a race on this channel. And you know he's going to fight with Drew, even though he's his driver for next season in the WCS for everything. As man, here's Gerardo Alonso looked like he wanted to peak, but he's going to hold back. Zayden Davidson. Oh, that's not Zayden Davidson. That's Anthony Finelli. That's another new driver. Davidson got moved up, so it's 3x3 everywhere. 3x8 all the way back. I think we're getting exactly what we wanted now. Although Finelli looks like he's going to try and move up if he can. I don't know if he has a good spot to Bob Haywood, but no, it's going to be Grattan. Grattan, Webb, and Finelli. Talk about 3 eras fighting for the front, and right now, first place.
3x3 throughout the entire field there for a second, but it's going to be Anthony Finelli going to the race lead there in that 61 for Triad Racing, going top to bottom there, cutting off the nose of the 64 of Bob Haywood. Both these guys, I believe, making their first start on the channel, now going for the race lead against each other. And Haywood's going to get down to the inside there in that 64 for Intersis Motor Racing. Here comes the number 72 as well, Salmon Oskin. Also trying to take a peek down to the inside. He is going to get down to the inside, and he's got help behind him from the 4 of Matt Tuck. And the middle lane's kind of dropping back a little bit. There's a pretty big gap there between Haywood and Herschel Alonso there in that 88. But Haywood's trying to stay strong right now, but that 72's got a good push on the inside, and it looks like Salmon Oskin's going to go to the race lead here coming to lap number 7. He's going to move up to block Finelli, and that could open the door up for the 4 of Matt Tuck. He's going to take a peek down to the inside for the race lead. He's got help there from the 17 of Milmoss and the 78 of Dylan Matthews. Both them trying to make their way back through the field. Same for Matt Black and Vinny Scholes back there on the inside lane. So far, Stuart Grattan really is the only driver we've seen be able to hold that race lead. But we'll have to see as more and more cars kind of cycle out to the front. We'll start to really see who our strong cars are. As Matt Tuck's going to go up to the outside. As Finelli got a little bit swirly there. Lost a little bit of ground there to Oskin, but keeps the car straight. That could hold up the outside lane just a little bit there, though. But to the lead, here comes the 17 of Mil Moss trying to take that race lead away. But he's going to move up to the middle to block Alonso, and we're still 3x3 for this race lead.
3x3 throughout the entire field of cars here at Daytona. 72, that red line oil machine of Toyota. That's literally my same scheme in the Tokyo Foot Series, and I see that up front way belief moment. But now here comes the 78 of Dylan Matthews up to the front. And now here comes a team that knows a thing or two about winning at Daytona last year for racing motorsports. Here comes the Matt Black. And now we are starting to see some guys make their way back up the front, like Dylan Matthews. And it's number 52 of Vinny Scholes back up front. That's almost 4 wide.
That's almost 4 wide. Luckily, Matt Black is just going to get down in front of the 52 of Scholes. Scholes might have even checked up a little bit to let Black in. If so, that's definitely a veteran maneuver there for the 52 of Scholes, but luckily, they keep it 3 wide still. They still haven't made it 4 wide. We had two close calls, but luckily they're keeping it uniform for the time being, and we're closing in here on halfway home here from Daytona. And Matt Black looked to go for the race lead there, but here comes Vinny Scholes there in that 52. Scholes looking to take the race lead away here on lap number 10, and that's probably what the rest of the field does not want to see.
Oh, look out car number 12, I believe that was Trey Wright. Got a little in between lanes. I was going to mention something about Dylan Matthews and Matt Black after their battle at Road America not too long ago, but they're getting pushed out wide. So here comes Vinny Schultz. He's got Matt Hunter behind him. Then that's Nathan Ormond. As well as Angel Gutierrez. Funny, Angel Gutierrez pushing a Hershey car. It's got to be at least the tiniest bit ironic. There's still Mauricio Vebels. So realistically, again, it's all about cycling at this point. We probably aren't going to see a crash. unless someone tries something desperate, as Vinny Schultz does a little bit at the bottom. But realistically, it's just going to come down to cycle, taking your opportunity, and being at the front at the very end. That's probably going to determine who's going to win this race.
Very well could. We've seen some cars that look stronger out in front, but, well, Vinny Scholl's doing a pretty good job out front right now, blocking the 28, excuse me, and Nathan Orman there. Orman tried to get back down to the inside, but the 16 of Angel Gutierrez was there. Now here comes the 16 of Angel Gutierrez looking to get up into the second position with help from, I was going to say with help from Mauricia Vebels, but Vebels is going to go down to the inside of the 16 and make it 3 wide there for second, but it doesn't look like Mauricia Vebels is going to have enough momentum there, and the 16 of Gutierrez is going to drop back down ahead of the 99 to the bottom. And outside lane kind of dropping back a little bit here, being led by Matt Hunter right now, but outside lane kind of falling apart here later in the going. Have to see if maybe they can get reformed, but we'll just have to wait and see. But out front, it's still the 52 of Vinny Schultz doing a good job with the lead, but here comes the 16, Angel Gutierrez, looking to take the race lead away in that 16 for ThorSport Avalon. And once again, here comes the NS Racing cars, Tanner Parton and BB Ruiz down to the inside. Here we go.
Well, right when I was about to say that the number 52 of Vinny Schultz might be one of those cars like Stuart Gladden that can pull away and make the field calm down a little bit in the wide melee. Right when that happens, here comes Ski on this racing cars. Once again, the 97 and the 98, they found each other, and that's the only of the scene I love seeing that the team was between these two cars, and that's going to help Tanner Parton pull out and lead that lap. And we're already 8 laps to go here in the Champion 200, and it's anyone's race, but I think if Stuart Gladden or Vinny Schultz can get back up to the front, that could be game over.
Could be. Tanner Parton's going to clear for the race lead. BB Ruiz now taking a peek down to the inside as Tanner Parton's going to go up to block the 52 of Vinny Schultz. Yeah, I think if one of these stronger cars get to the front, it could potentially be game over. Parton wanted to try to get back down to the bottom there, but BB Ruiz there had a push from the 7 of Josh Brown, and here comes Ruiz for the race lead. And that's racing 1-2, though, at the moment as it stands right now, but here comes the number 7 of Joshua Brown. Looking at the inside of the 2 NS Racing cars, we're still 3 wide for the race lead. It's honestly kind of amazing that these guys have it wrecked, but it's produced some incredible racing so far here tonight. And we've still got 7 coming to 6 laps to go this time by. And time is running out here from Daytona, and especially on a track like this, when time starts to run out, desperation gets really, really high. But these guys will definitely have to be careful.
Time is running out for Stuart Gratton, seeing where he is in the middle lane. Stuck in the middle, where it seems like a couple of other cars have been stuck as well. At this point, he's just likely out to try and get to that bottom lane. Some drivers might even pull out at this point, but yeah, he's just stuck in that middle. Felix Maury and Alexander Rowe, we haven't talked about them, but they've practically been stuck in the middle lane all race. And oh my goodness, Joshua Brown, that was lucky. Zayden Davidson having to make a big move to save that. And just to, again, Zayden Davidson, Joshua Brown, both guys had a lot in terms of sprint points, sprint wins, sprint top 5s, I believe at least. Now they're fighting for the lead in a huge race with Drew Webb, Mr. Champion, right there behind him. So, yeah, I don't got much else to say besides we're just going to keep cycling, and we're just going to have to see what happens when we get to 1 lap to go. White flag.
Gonna have to wait and see. It's going to be interesting here as we're coming to 5 laps to go. This time by, Drew Webb has the race lead for the moment, but he's going to move up to the middle. Here comes Salmon Oskin there in the 72. Down to the inside lane, he's got help from the 4 of Matt Tuck. And I believe that's the 17 of Mil Moss as well. Yes, that is. Mil Moss has had a strong run tonight. He's constantly found himself back up towards the front. So definitely a good showing there from that rookie driver. Salmon Oskin's going to clear for the race lead. He's going to move up to block Davidson. And that's going to open the door on the bottom for the 4 of Matt Tuck. But Oskin's going to get a good push there on that outside, but he's not going to get down. He's not going to be able to get down in front of Tuck, as Tuck is going to be there, and they're going to be side by side off of turn number 4. Coming to 4 laps to go this time by. And we're still going 3 wide for the race lead as Mil Moss takes another peek down to the inside.
I think at this point in the race, you either want to be towards the back of that middle lane or towards the very, very back of that very inside lane. If we're in the front of the outside lane, or we're stuck in the middle, I think we're out of the one of this race when here tonight at Daytona. And how about this number 17, as there's a little bit of movement throughout the field in the back stretch. It's getting antsy. Throughout the line, everyone wants to win, but only one driver will win the Champion 200.
Only one driver can win, and it's getting, like you said, it's getting Nancy up here. It actually kind of spurred me out just a little bit up front as Drew Webb got really swirly there on that outside lane. 3 laps to go this time by here from Daytona. Here comes the 64 Botman. He will try to take a peek to the inside. Here comes the 12. Trey Wright showing his face up towards the front. He's kind of been mired in that middle lane this whole race so far, and here he is there going for the race lead now in that number 12. And we're talking about Stuart Gratton kind of mired in that middle lane earlier on in the going. That middle lane's kind of falling apart now, and Gratton has found himself on the inside lane. Has to see if he can maybe get his way to the front before all is said and done. But right now, Trey Wright out front, coming to 2 laps to go here from Daytona. He's got Anthony Finelli in the 61 right behind him. And the 12 is blocking the 61 right now. Have to see if Finelli maybe decides to make a move at any point. Just barely going to get ahead of the 78 of Matthews there. Coming through 1 and 2 for the second to final time. Trey Wright with command of this race, trying to hold off the 61 of Anthony Finelli, as here comes Finelli to the bottom, trying to go for the race lead.
This is it. At this point, it's run with this, and they are kind of pulling away, but after that middle died out, we're kind of seeing what's happening. A lot of cars just kind of getting away, but the pack's catching up with them now. White flag lap, boys. Here we go. We've got 24 drivers, but only one's going to take it home. Finelli's in the best spot, but he's still got Matt Black and Stuart Gratton, both of our picks. Both picks are right there. Got Carson Miller back there, don't forget about him. 99, Mauricio Devils could possibly make it. Here we go.
White flag, 1 lap to go.
Right.
Here from Daytona, and look who's up here, Stuart Gratton in the 87. He's found his way back up here. He's looking 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. He is going for it in that 87. Does he have enough momentum? He does. He's got enough momentum to carry him. They're going to be 3 wide through 3 and 4.
Is this it?
This is going to be it here off of turn number 4. Who's going to get the better run off the corner? Stuart Gratton on the bottom. Finelli on the top. He's got a push from Trey Wright at the line. It's going to be Gratton. Stuart Gratton from the pole wins the season opener here at Daytona by 10/100ths of a second over the 61 of Anthony Finelli. My, oh my, what a drive that was there towards the end for Gratton. And like you pointed out there earlier in the race, Eddie, I think this is his first driver win since 2018.
2,000 days since we've seen Stuart Gratton's name in victory lane. They got it right where we expected him to get it. Last lap, I don't know what he did to Matt Black to get him out of the way, but suddenly he just had a wide open bottom lane and he took it. Anthony Finelli did a great job trying to hold him off. He did a great run off of 4 to try and hold with him, but it just wasn't enough. Fantastic stuff out of Daytona Beach as per usual. No wrecks. Very proud of everyone for that one. Man, talk about waiting a long time. You talk about patience, at least as a driver. Finally got him there.
Great win from Stuart Gratton. You mentioned 2018 since the last time you won up. That might have been right when I started doing NL races.
I believe you did win a race that season.
Oh my goodness. Great one from Stuart Gratton. Finally getting a race win. And oh, I know, in a full finish as well. Great one. Also close for Finelli in second. Great job from all these drivers. And unfortunately, I did not do a good job with my pick this time. Drew Webb's finished last here tonight, so I missed the World Cup Series champion from last year, but what a race here at Daytona.
What a race that was indeed. Honestly, kind of surprising that they did not wreck considering how they were racing, but you know what? We will definitely take a caution-free race here from Daytona, and yeah, what an absolutely crazy race that was, but a great race at that. A lot of great racing here tonight from Daytona. I think that's a really good foundation for what we can see here as the season goes on here in the Lenovo Pro Series. But Taking a look here at your finishing results here from the Daytona International Speedway. Stuart Gratton from the pole position gets the win over Anthony Finelli, coming home P2. Oh, so close there for Finelli, but still a great run and a lot to build off of if Finelli decides to make some more starts here this season. But definitely would like to have him back after that kind of run. We'll have to wait and see. Carson Miller is going to come home in third, and that's going to wrap up your podium. And looking further on down the field, Matt Black is going to come home in the fourth position. Trey Wright comes home fifth there for Millennium Motorsports. Matt Hunter sixth, Mauricia Vevel seventh, Dylan Matthews eighth, Nathan Orman ninth, and Alexander Rowe rounds out your top 10 here from the Champion 200 here from the Daytona International Speedway. But man, oh man, final thoughts, you all. What did you think about the season opener here from the Lenovo Pro Series here from the Daytona International Speedway?
Well, considering we had a rookie go toe-to-toe with one of the best, I could say. Unfortunately, Nathan, hopefully you don't take this in offense. Or you, Caleb. One of the best owners we've had in recent weeks, and definitely one of the long-timers. This is exactly what we wanted of the Champion 200. Everyone fighting for it. The clash of the generation certainly worked out. And yeah, I'm ready. How many races we got after this?
Got a, I believe, 17 race season ahead of us.
Nice.
Well, if that is how we kick off the season opener, I'm very excited for what we see for the rest of the season. Great one from Stuart Glenn. Definitely earned it. The first one since 2018. It's gotten a lot of owner wins since then, especially the last few years of the World Cup Series, but finally in victory lane as a driver. And a great job from Stuart Glenn. And Daytona never disappoints, does not matter what version. And here tonight we get a full finish once again. What a race here to kick off the Lenovo Pro Series for 2024.
What a race indeed. That was definitely a really good showing here from Daytona, and cannot wait to see what the rest of the season here will have to offer. But next race out, we're going to be at the Darlington Raceway on Wednesday, August 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Mellow Yellow 150. That's going to be another fun one. Darlington always cooks as well, so that ought to definitely also be a fun one there from Darlington. But yeah, once again, congratulations to Stuart Gratton for winning the Champion 200 here at Daytona. Thank you so much, Eddie and Nathan, for joining me up here in the booth for this one. And I will see you all in Darlington. Y'all take care and have a good one. Here are your point standings after the first race of the season.